As you can see, after some delay, the rest of the Street Sharks have arrived, so it's time for part 2 of the Street Sharks unboxing. Realistically, I'm not even sure which one is in which box because I don't know if it was the threatened strike or what caused it, but these did not arrive on the same day, and because of that, I just let the one that came first sit and wait while the second package came later, and so we will find out together which Street Shark is in which box, because, you know, the whole point of an unboxing is to open the box, have a good time, enjoy, and play the game. And so that means Streaks is the first of this set to be opened, and I always thought he was among the most fun of the characters, having his skates and just a fun-loving attitude. The concept of what made him the one of the most fun of the brothers, because obviously Ripster was the most Leonardo of the brothers, the leader of the pack, or whatever it is a group of sharks is called. I don't even know off the top of my head what their name exactly is. It just escapes me. I don't know. But like I said, this brother was among the more fun of the crew. I don't feel like there was explicitly an exact Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comparison between them. Like I said, Ripster was definitely the most Leonardo because he was clearly the leader, and Slamu was I felt like he was the strongest, but not exactly the most rebellious, which would be what I call Raphael. And so, I don't know. I guess if I had to give Streaks a TMNT comparison, he felt very Michelangelo just because he was so much fun. And, you know, that's the beauty of Michelangelo, is he's the not quite trickster, but definitely the brother with the most attitude in a positive way, which then would mean that Jab would have to be the Donatello of the four brothers if you were to create, or not create, but give each one of them that TMNT comparison. Oh, okay, so only the first wheel, the front wheel, rolls, whereas the rest are just make believe wheels. They're just an empty hole. But yeah, he does have that same biting feature or function, which is very cool. And he does roll, so that's cool. Yeah, now this guy just has a great look to him with his streaks on his head and fin. And so, yeah, I'm a big fan of this character, this purchase, and I'm really glad to finally have the whole set of Street Sharks, because they are they are characters that Young Oz was a big fan of, but was never able to obtain. I don't know or remember, I mean, the exact pricing back in the 90s, but I do know they were just things I was not able to get. So I assume they were among the higher value action figures because like I had a not insignificant number of the Hasbro WWF toys, and I think it was because they were very reasonably priced. And so, don't get me wrong, these guys are large and in charge, extra interesting too. And so, if they were among the more expensive toys, I actually think that makes sense for the size and design. But that's just my assumption as to why I didn't have the Street Sharks when I was younger. But after the ad read, I will open / unbox the final Street Shark in the collection. Thank you for being here at Mr. Super Oz. This video is going out, and this channel only exists because I, Oz, founded Gamble Comics, which first release was Everlasting Survivors, a 68-page graphic novel called All Day Long. Available now. Follow the link in the description that will take you to gamblecomics.com. While there, you can get hats, shirts, posters, much, much more, but most importantly, the story itself. Coming soon from Gamble Comics, BC Brute. One thing I find very interesting about the the Amazon of it all is how each one of them came in such a different box, even though, they're all from the same line. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I don't know, read, or saw somewhere that Amazon doesn't package purchases for what you purchase, but for how best it will fit into the truck it is being shipped on. And so that's the reason that while, yes, all of the Street Sharks are similar in size, they all came in very different boxes. I don't know, it's just an interesting piece of trivia as far as the way to make things make sense for Amazon, generally speaking. Yeah, because see, the box for Slamoo isn't all that dissimilar to all the rest of them. Even though, like I said, I feel like he is basically the strongman of the group, which makes him very similar to the hothead of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that being Raphael. And so, yeah, it's just fun to see how all of these pieces fit together as far as the entire team of Street Sharks. I love that packaging. I bite. It's just so reminiscent of the theme song of the show, and the fun nature of that time, realistically, because it was such a now in the now, not now, but in the recent past, I gave it a go because I just had such fond memories for the characters in my mind. But when I tried to rewatch it in the adult mind, I just couldn't get behind that very repetitive. That was really one of the main issues I had with the show, that very repetitive show, because each episode just felt so very, and this is actually one of my big complaints about Power Rangers as well, and what made the Green with Envy episodes stand out so dramatically is that they weren't just a carbon copy of everything that had come before. But that was one of my big issues with Street Sharks, is it just felt like there was no real change or evolution to the show / the characters, and that was one of my biggest surprises, as an adult trying to rewatch it, the fact that it just felt very the same as, like every episode was just the same episode all over again. And so, yeah, no, that's just an interesting development of my change in perspective, or the change, as far as being young and not knowing, and then being older and figuring it out. But yeah, notwithstanding that knowledge, it still doesn't change the fact that the characters are so very well designed and interesting. And like I said, I have that nostalgic memory for the characters that I just really wanted to have the complete set. Again, another reason is that I didn't have them in my youth, even though I wanted to, and I thought that they would be cool. And so I'm very happy that I was able to pick up the complete set of 4. I'm struggling to get Slamu to stand, and I'm wondering if possibly there's something about his feet, because I feel like they might adjust. But yeah, the point is, they're very cool. And I'm, like I said, I'm glad to have the full set of 4, and they're going to hang out with the trio of Biker Mice from Mars that I had already done the unboxing for on the channel. Because, again, they feel, and they're on the same shelf as my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collection, which also has the 1990s action figure set of the Wildcats, and below that is the Gargoyles. I appreciate you tuning in, and this has just been a very fun trip, the idea of the unboxing, and if it continues to get good views, I might end up doing it more. There are a few figures that I have here, Ultimo Dragon, and some others that have never been unboxed, and so, we'll see. Maybe someday I'll add them all to the Letting Them Breathe collection. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Come back next week for more content from Mr. Super Oz.